Hello, pioneers. Welcome back to Satisfactory 1.0. It's fantastic, Mr. Ghost. I forgot this belt. All right, I ripped I ripped all this out. Yeah. I knocked that down a little bit too. Yeah, all of it's gone. The space elevator parts, the two that I had. The adaptive control unit. Put this on here. And yeah, this thing too. I wanted to make room for the new stuff. And then I don't mind rebuilding the adaptive control unit. I'll do that off screen when we get to that point. Don't worry, and we'll fire it all up. I haven't done anything since last episode, but that's because I want to go check on a couple hard drives. All right, somewhere out there is a hard drive. I'd like to get at least, well, I want to make sure all the alts are cleared. And then all I need is one on hand at least for the ionized fuel when we get to that point. There might be an alternate out there for the turbo fuel. So I'm looking for that. And who knows, maybe there's another one too. Yeah, maybe there's two. We also have the batteries. But I think that we've exhausted pretty much everything. So as far as where to go, I haven't been way south here, and I was over here. I was over here last time, and then up in this area here in the red forest. But yeah, I haven't done, the swamp. I know, well, there's one there for sure. Maybe I'll go further in like here, because maybe I'll drop down in the middle of the dune desert and I'll work my way down this way. Yeah. All right. I'll meet you there. All right, pioneers. I decided, I got to come out here and upgrade the belts here. Said, well, why don't I just put a radar in? And there's a freaking crash right here. A drop pod, I should say. Right under my freaking nose. And the problem is sometimes, you don't know. Oh, yeah, I see that. Oh, I must have got that one, because I can see it right now. Nope. Yeah, and the range on these things, the object scanner is so bad. Okay, well, there we go. We do have an alternate available. Oh my god. I'm cracking up. Look at this thing. He's over here. What's going on, man? Just chilling. I don't want to mess with him. So, yeah, I can't. I'm like, I forgot to upgrade the bauxite thing here. Hey, there's the train. Boink. All right. So I'll pull this radar out, and I put a power pole there, so I wanted to take care of that. Oh, you know what? Let's go here, and yeah, 0 hard drives. There we go. Yeah, I was like, what? I've scoured this area, and I've played this area a couple times. This was actually my preferred area before I found out about the northern forest being so good. I was like, well, obviously I gotta, go. Once I figured that out, I was like, oh, northern forest all the way. So I found 2 summer sloopy dupes. And oh my god, the spiders. They just love to find me. Yeah, so these purple slugs, you're gonna find these spiders. Okay, well, I'm gonna head out. Like, the plan was to go to the dunes, but then, I was like, yeah, I want to upgrade this. So, alright, I'm heading there now. Ugh. Alrighty, pioneers, I just can't seem to stay away from the swamp. Turbo motors. And this one, I don't know if it's new, but that weird crystal oscillator one that I was talking about last episode, where it'll be in tier 9, that one's, I think, over ahead of me here. This one, though, silica. So I'm glad I kind of poked my head over here for that. Oh, there was 2 radiation creatures over here. Little nasty suckers. Oh, it's in the. Oh yeah, I clipped it. One of them. One of them clipped into the side of the cliff there. Hey, look at that. Oh, I knew it. I knew it. Nitro rocket fuel, baby. That's cool. I like it. In a blender, 150 a minute. Wow. Okay, so we've got fuel, then nitrogen gas. It's fuel 2 the rocket fuel. So let's take a look here. The other one, rocket fuel, is... Oh, wait a minute. Oh, it's turbo fuel plus nitrogen. Okay, but well, wait a minute. That's 10. Oh, this is 6, but that's 10. But it takes the turbo fuel, right? So there's compacted coal coming out of that. But here, I like this sulfur coal because I'm already set up for that. So just switching over to this, well, you have to make fuel instead of the... so that whole thing would have to be ripped, my fuel plant or power plant, because I'm not making fuel. But, well, not actually, no. The back end could stay in because you can make the diluted with the blender now. Yeah, so, well, the whole thing changes with the blenders now. So I have to sit down and figure that out. All right, well, I am sitting down, so I have to figure it out. I've already got one part done already. Let's check see if there's another hard drive to go. Okay, there's nothing there, but what I'm going to do is save and exit, and then see if there's something else. I don't think there is because we only had the one. Alrighty, Pioneers, I made it back safe and sound. And it's been a while since that last cut in real life. I went back to the hub, crashed out, used the new toilet that we have, and here I am. Aluminium is it's done. I'm stamping a done on it. So, yeah, I was over there, you know, in the beginning of the episode, and upgraded the belt. And then I upgraded this belt 2 episodes ago, I think. And now we have a full production here of aluminium. Bauxite into all-clad aluminium. It is delish. So the limiting factor on this entire build is how much bauxite we can bring into it, obviously. So we can bring in 780. That's what it's set to. And, well, right now, I mean, I could, bring more patches in, but, let's not go too crazy yet. We don't have a rail network in yet. So I'm just limiting it, 780. We're good. And so this one here, I downclocked 10% to get the number to work here on the input bauxite. So that changed the water here on this one. So this extractor is 80 a minute. This one, well, those 3. And then this one is 72, so that we don't overflow the pipe. And it allows for this one here to export the excess water, or, the byproduct being water. So we have 216 a minute and 324 a minute. So it's almost pretty much utilize. I mean, this whole system is almost using the full 780 a minute on the bauxite. So now I have these two separated. Now the first run with this was, let me just get this in. We'll get the bauxite here, get the rail in. I want to get those milestones so we can start doing other things. And we need a lot of this aluminium anyway to build, and I gotta still upgrade a ton of stuff. Now the smelting, or no, the ore has been updated except for the power part, but I don't need to upgrade that because it's low numbers. So, but I'll get over there and check it out, make sure everything is good. So yeah, so we got a lot of all-clad aluminium now. 320 a minute, all-clad aluminum, or aluminium. So these two machines here are dedicated to the bottom floor. I apologize for my lack of walls. I was just trying to get this done. It's getting better. It's getting better. The problem is space. I should have pushed back further, but it's okay because I just crammed it in here. But, yeah, I mean, I should have put the walls in first and then lined everything up. But, I'm just not there yet. Well, when we start doing outposting, I'll try and focus on that a little more, build nice buildings and things. So now what we have here is, I think it's 16, I want to say, or 12. Wait, no. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Yes. 12 here, 11.4 up above. Yep. That makes sense. And as promised, after I started building this, I'm like, hey, I could do direct insert on these, belt to belt, machine to machine. And so I did that to save on, stupid complexity. Not that there isn't already any. Oh, I did a lift here. And then I did a lift down to merge. So output, merge, up. So it worked out pretty good there. That's why I can't put walls in. Because of that. Whoops. So the copper's coming in, obviously. And I'm not entirely sure. I think I have 300. It's a normal 300 copper. It's not utilizing the... I think it's pretty close to utilizing the entire copper patch. So one pure bauxite and one normal copper, I think, maximizes this whole thing. Because there is nothing really left on the table there. It's kind of weird. This thing kind of moves around. What are you doing? Stop that. Anyway. So, what we have here? We have 12. And then I have it going up. And the next phase is to tie it in way over there. So I'll work on that later. Not right now. Up here, we've got the aluminium casing. And the amount of aluminium ingots and copper is insane. It's, well, that's the downclocked one there. It's 150 a minute and 75 respectively there on the aluminium copper. So it's two, oh, I'm sorry, yeah, it's two machines, and I downclocked this one to 28%. So I got this goofy crap here. I went all the way up, and did the splitter all the way up, then remove the excess, did the little lift there to do a split. So that's a split in this one. I probably could take this out and just do a belt, but I just left it because that was how I lined everything up. So that's all going up. There we go. So aluminium is done for now, for a while, until we get tier 9 materials. All right, so let's head up to the next thing I did off screen, or in between cuts here. And that is a rail network. I'm working on it, and I'm trying to figure it out. Look at this, man. I love it. Hello, rail. This is awesome. The hover pack is really nice. So I'm trying to learn me some signals. I think I got it, but I don't know. I got the block ones down, but the actual signal ones, I'm still kind of trying to get the feel of it. I haven't signaled a T yet, or an intersection. I don't know if I want to, but I will. I changed the rail width here, as you can see. So my hope is that I can signal a tighter rail network. So if I wanted to do a T, and I can't signal it, I'll have to widen the track and then do the T and then go back to the narrow, All right, so let's talk about this stuff here. Using the game in its full function is my goal. Wah! Ooh, did I take damage? So I'm going underneath. What do you know? It's a 3D game. And same thing, I obviously ran into the MAM over here, so I might want to move the MAM because I have to go that way. So that means I have to go up and over these trees or chop them down. I'd rather go through them. Kind of fun. Snake around them. So these things got a nice little ding noise to them. I think it's great. So these are rail block signals. And then there's the actual rail signal itself. You can see it's all green. And they have colors. I'll showcase that in a second. That indicate blocks. And you just kind of choose where you want these based on how much you want the trains to fly down paths. So obviously you don't want too many because then your computer has to calculate all this stuff. Now notice here, I stopped here, and you'll see that, oh, I'm occupying a block. And you'll see also over here that we're occupied. So this block here is occupied. Let's grab one of these. And now you get pretty colors. Showcasing. I don't know why that's red. I don't know. Oh, that's white. Oh, that's cool. Some of these rail sections might be all crazy. So, yeah, look at now. It's like a cyan. Oh, that's cool. Now, up here is the T. And over there is a stop. And what I'm doing is I'm going to get that nitrogen. So, I want to get this today. Okay. Oh, and then I'm seeing these gaps like that. Now, I was using the blueprints, but they're not locking in correctly. So, there's like all kinds of flipping tricks that you have to do in order to get these things to work correctly. So I'm not going to bother with those right now. I made an attempt. I'll be playing around with these here. I've got 3 trains on this thing. So I'm experimenting right now with that to see how it all is going to jive, you know, and all that. So I'll expand my knowledge and move forward. Now, we've got some things going on over here. Been going through numbers and scratching my head. Okay, so the quick assessment on the plastic. There's a couple things I could do to make it a little better. And the blenders are a 1-to-1 replacement for these refineries when it comes to creating the diluted fuel. So there's 2 positives and 1 neutral. All right, so the neutral is the mixer or blender is the same as the refinery. The recipe is the same input, ratio, and output. So, you know, this is taking 30 crude oil. Wait, let's see. This is the crude oil heavy. Oh, wait a minute. No, this is the wrong one. Here it is, this one. So it's called plastic heavy oil. The recipe is plastic. And then we take that heavy oil, turn it into fuel. I'm using the diluted fuel recipe. And then we're using the alternate recycled to double it. Because we need 30 in, we get 60 out. The issue is that the fuel, we get too much. 200, you know. And I'm ratioing the whole thing to a oil patch being 300. For the rubber and the plastic, I'm combining it all. We're doing the fuel. So we have an overage. Okay. So I'm diluting it to get more fuel because if I didn't, it would be too less. It wouldn't be enough. But diluting it is too much. So I was thinking that I could use the summer sloops here and to try and get the numbers to work a little better so that it's 300 fuel out. So we're getting in X amount, because the heavy oil residue is going to be a fixed amount. We're always going to have 300. But the output we can control with the summer sloop. And then we can also do some overclocking maybe. But I haven't tested this out yet or done any math with it. So the wheels are turning on trying to use this in order to balance the plastic and rubber build out. And I want to bring the fuel amount down to get it into a closed loop system. Therefore, I don't have to worry about burning off the fuel with generators. That's because that annoys me. Now, the other option is that once, you know, we could do a fuel build only separate from the plastic build, but we still have the heavy oil residue. We can use a little bit of the heavy oil residue and turn it into just regular fuel, not diluted. Or we can dilute it and use less machines, you know. So we can use a mixer, dilute it. We increase our yield because adding the water doubles the fuel. So yeah, we do less. We just have to add a water source, you know, pump to it. So there's options, you know. But bringing the fuel from another source will allow you to balance it as well, because now you're bringing in and only using what you need. So instead of, we could dilute the fuel or the HOR and be short on it so that the system will be running, and then we bring a train in of fuel to supply the remaining, and then that fuel could be distributed for any other areas, you know. So that's just some ideas I had. As far as upgrading the plastic rubber build with blenders, it doesn't make sense to rip it all out, although there are two benefits. So the neutral is that it's the same, right? Same recipe. So if we look at this, it's doubling our heavy oil residue to fuel ratio instead of just, you know, the other recipe where it's not non-diluted is, I think it's 30 to 20 or something. Or let's take a look at that fuel because I can't remember it offhand here. So 60 in, 40 out. It's a reduction, but you know that's fine. So let's go back to. Oh wait, what was I in? Oh here, this is a direct fuel one right here. See, and we get the polymer resin out. So you always get some kind of crap. You can turn this into plastic, obviously, and use it. 60-40 right there. But you can take that fuel and do the mixer with it now. And then the mixer can, instead of using these containers, which is the benefit. Okay, so the recipe is diluted in the blender and diluted in the refinery are the same. You're not gaining anything by using the blender. What you are gaining is two things. One, you are gaining less power overall if you use the blender, or if you use the refinery with two of the, you know, the packager and the unpackager, right? So it's 50 megawatts. This is 75, but you need less of these, so the power comes down. And I'm speaking in terms of the plastic rubber build that I have currently. So the benefit is lower power. It's like 50 megawatts is what I calculated. The other benefit is simplicity. You don't have to do anything with canisters and the, you know, packaging, unpackaging. So all that comes out, and you're just piping in water, HOR, done, and then you get out your your fuel. So there's two big benefits there, and I'm not going to rip up a build to get the two benefits because 50 megawatts isn't that big of a deal right now, and simplicity means I have to tear, in order to get the simplicity, you have to tear out what is already there, so it doesn't make any sense. So I'm like, yeah, screw it. I'll leave the old thing in, and when it rips out, then I'll repurpose everything and do the mixers or blenders. Next project here. Now, we just got this alternate not too long ago. The blended turbo blend fuel. And there are a lot of benefits to this. And I've been banging my head on the numbers. So right now, the system that I have creates 800 heavy oil residue. So that's, I think it's 600 oil. And it divides out to 20 machines. And we get out 40 of the HOR. That means 800 HOR total. So what I found is that I can use 3 fuel mixers. So 3 of these right here. That will produce 300 fuel, no byproducts. Now we're gonna get, we're using the heavy oil residue recipe. Let's see, alternate, this one here. So we get a byproduct here. But this is the one I'm using right now at the fuel generator power plant. So we'll turn this into plastic, try and utilize it, and combine it with, production. And then this would have to be prioritized and consumed first because we don't want the system to back up, of course. And then we'll have a backup or a fail-safe shredder because, you know, you always should have backups, you know, backup systems just in case something goes wrong or, you know, like, oh, I'm shutting this down over here and redoing it. So then all of a sudden, I forgot that plastic's not being consumed and now my power's shut down. So you always want to have those in place. So we're going to keep the 20 of the refineries in place for the HOR. So that takes 150 heavy oil residue from the 800 that we're producing already. Now we go to here, and this is where it gets kind of goofy because we also have a heavy oil residue requirement here at 30. So we can have a total of 19 turbo fuel produced in these blenders. That creates 855 turbo fuel total. So we can support 45 fuel gens. Now, in some cases, I rounded down because this system will not lock up if there's an overage on an output. So I can round down a little bit. So if it was 13.33 or whatever, I round down. We're going to get, I think it's 40, I think it's like 28 gig from this. And then this is from 600 oil. So 600 oil to 28, 600 oil turns into 28.8 gig or something like that. Now, there's another little wrench in the works here because we need the petroleum coke, which is here, if you didn't notice. We did look at the recipe. We need 22.5. times 19. So that equates to 3.5 of the refineries here that will do the petroleum coke. So that takes away from our HOR pool, but it all adds up, and we have extra on the table, like I said. Okay, now getting back to this one again. Sulfur. We have one last little, but it's a good thing. So we're increasing our power because we're using water extractors now. Only 3 for this one here at 100, so we can use 3 down clock to 100. You know, instead of 120, we'll do 100. That way we get good pipe throughput. One pipe, that's all it needs to do. I'll try and go. I'm going to build it out over the water too, because I don't want any head lift crap, because the way I have it now, I'm going up and everything. So we're going to bring the oil out via pipeline, and we're going to have the water at the level of the refineries, or these mixers, or blenders. So everything is going to be in on one surface, because then I don't have to worry about head lift and stuff. So, you know, what I got there is fine. You know, it works, and I'm happy with it. So everything will be on the one level there. Now, getting back to the sulfur. So it's, believe it or not, the sulfur that I've tapped will be utilized completely, but the coal comes out as well as the compressed coal or compacted coal machines. So we're ripping out all those things and the coal, and then we'll have a simplification there. So the coal train comes out, but the sulfur train stays in. So I'll have that, you know, pick up, blah, blah, blah kind of thing. And I don't think I want to do, I might do 2 trains on that and have a little stacker. And, you know, kind of a kickoff. Well, when one train is in unloading, if that other train comes up, it'll sit there and wait for that one to clear out. So I can have 2 trains on that little loop, you know, that I have there. So that'll work fine. This is the plan. I think I've covered it all now. This one works out pretty good, because, you know, the only byproduct we have is in the beginning here, and I can sink this, not a problem. I will use the plastic, so I'll try and cut a train in, but until I get the network of trains together, this can't be used until then, so I could set it up and have it ready to go. All right, well, let's go get some frickin' nitrogen, because we got some supercomputers to do here. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to rip this out here, because this is my test and showcase, and but it works pretty well. I'll have to make some notes if I remember. I mean, it's not too difficult to repeat and rebuild this thing. But I try to, you know, obviously I don't want to clip the trains into things and all that. So this, I'll try and count how many of these, what is it, the double ramps. I'll count that, and I could probably tighten this up a little bit, but you need to get that curve in. But I can go out. See, when you go out and down, you don't need all this room here. So I'll try and tighten this up here and all that, so it's less space. All right. So I'm gonna go over to nitrogen. We'll work on the nitrogen. We'll get it tapped, and then I'll hook the network up. Alrighty, pioneers. Here it is. Boom. Nitrogen. There's the pressurizer. Clock speed. Look at that. Got all these cool pipes in there. Let's check this out. 0 per minute. It's not telling us the per minute because we don't have a node connected. What's this? Must be placed on an activated fracking satellite node. Okay. So we need to power it, I guess, first. It's been a while since I've done this. We'll power it up. Oh, look at that. Oh, cool. Oh, look at that. The animations. Oh, wow. Oh, little grabber hands, and they're pulling up. Oh, yeah. It's like fracking, I guess. I don't know. It's pulling them up. Boom, boom, boom. Oh, it's going up higher. Okay. Oh, that's really neat. I think they've changed it to be a little more interesting. Oh, here we go. So we've got, wow, 1950 per minute. That's overclocked. And what's the power? Almost a half a gig. So let's kick that down. We don't need that much, you know, 150 megawatts. Let's just 780 a minute. Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. All right, now let's see. Yeah, these work now. Okay. So we'll pop this one down. Oh, and by the way, this requires the. Oh, it is. They changed the name on these things. It's radio control unit. So RCU is correct. I was like, oh, okay, I'm not going crazy. So let's go ahead here. So yeah, look, it's radio control unit, RCU. I was right. Because they change the name on these frickin' alts all the time. They don't tell you here. Oh yeah, see, radio control system. Radio connection unit. Radio control unit. Wah! I guess it's okay because they're different recipes, so yeah, it's kind of cool. But that's what threw me off. Whatever. Alright, so let's go down here and check this out. So this tells us that it will provide 120 per minute. And, oh yeah, it is fracking. Fracking, kind of. Why does it say fracking, kind of? There's some kind of meme there. Let's put another one down. That's, what, 120. I'd like to get 300 or 600 or something going. So we plop these down on each node, and now we have 120 there. Oh look, it's okay. It does the connections there. That's cool. Because yeah, I was wondering, is it pure? Let's see here. Oh, that's pure. Okay, pure. Some of these are different. Yeah, normal. Yep, there we go. Normal, pure, blah blah blah. Now I guess this thing's pressuring it up, and they're popping. You know, the gas is coming through these here. So you gotta pound the pressure in there. And do these have? I don't think these have a power on the nodes here. So let's go find another one here. Maybe. Well, yeah, we'll tap this one here. I guess go in the front. So it gets tricky about. Well, I think maybe now that I'm looking at this a little better, you can have one train loader on this side and another train loader on this side. Because we got 3 here. Well, yeah, and this one can go in either way. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, I guess. And it'll reflect here. Yeah, 7. Right. So it depends on the flow rate and where you want to go with it, you know. Or you can do, you know, multiple trains on one side, but you just got to do the piping differently, you know. So that's 60. Okay, so that's 300 right there. Right. Oh, wow, it actually shakes me. That was pretty cool. I was like, boom, boom, boom. Nice. That's a little bit off. I'm going to reposition this. Wow, look at this. I did not know you could do this until now. Holy crap. We can pipe up. We can put the T's on the wall now. Directly. Alright, let's try one of these things in the... I think maybe I'll go up there. We'll see how it looks. We'll do the port. It's got the clipping into the wall. I don't think it's avoidable. And, oh, the gas does not have head lift. So we're good. Alright, I'm just going to connect it right to there for now. I'll muck with this later because I wanted to get this on, you know, get this figured out, and then I'll do the detail work and showcase it if anything next episode, if it makes sense to do so. Alright, now what I'm going to do is hopefully these will stretch to the pipe. Yeah, it does. Alright, let me get a little closer though. I don't care if it's spaghettified a little bit right now. Oh wow, it was like, whoa. So yeah, it's tricky to line this stuff up. There we go. And oh, look at that. We've got a cool window on there. It's a little different. Oh, look at that. Yeah, it shook me. That is so awesome. So I got the load on there. That's good to know. And it says current amount in storage 150 of 2400. That's not a lot. All right, I'm looking at this thing. I hooked up more. So I increased the rate. I'm under 600, so I could probably tap another one. So I think this is the gas right here. So it's I think the gas cloud is growing. I think that's what it's doing. So you're not going to see like a fluid, you know, thing, which I was expecting to see some something more apparent. I don't remember everything about that. But it looks like the gas cloud is growing. Okay, cool. So here we have the next phase, which is the supercomputer. So this is why we need the nitrogen here. Gas, 60 a minute. And it produces 10. Oh, we need heat sinks right here. 10 heat sinks. Why are you honking? Somebody's honking. It's over there, maybe. So the, yeah, we need aluminum casing, which we have. Only 30, which is good. I have plenty now. And rubber. I'm a little worried about the rubber. We'll see. I think this thing's honking here. Yeah, let me get rid of this. I think this thing was yelling at me because it couldn't unload. So it has like a warning honk, 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 and it gets your attention. It works really well. All right, so let's get back to this. So heat sink. Yeah, it's because it's a fluid wagon on there, not a regular. These are 10 a minute out, and the problem is that these damn things here. Oh, they need, yeah, it needs 10. Okay, that's a 1-to-1. There you go, that's fine. 2.5 motors, and then nitrogen gas. So we got that covered. I'll have to assess the motors and everything, and again, once we start rolling, I gotta get the smelting up and running better. I gotta get a power pole over here. So anyway, the next thing here is the RCU. Yeah. And this one is the crystal oscillator, so I have to assess that. I have those. I don't think I have those on the belt. And I'm thinking, oh, I'm kicking myself because it's ratioed to the motors, the rigger motor. So I might take those and put them on the belt. And I'm direct feeding. I think I'll have to look at it. I can't remember. So I might just do a build specifically for this, like I did the other one. Because it's no big deal. I'm adding capacity here or there. Doesn't matter. The problem is I can't funnel it at all into one and get faster, replenish on my storage. So we need 4. This output's 4.5. So crystal oscillator circuit board. I'm going to have to add more circuit boards to the thing there. Casing's 90. Ugh. 45 rubber. So 90 and 30. So that's 120, so I'm fine. That's one machine and with leftover, I think. And then, so that's that. I think we're good here, except the crystal oscillator is something. I may do one machine, overclock it, but we need 4.5, okay? So this machine ticks me off because we need 6. And 6. So this one is 5, and so I think that I don't know if we need these for anything else. I don't think we do, and we're not going to know until we unlock the other stuff. We might need more of these cooling systems, so that's why I'm like, all right, let's just wing it, right? We're going to do what we got to do to get this thing done, the supercomputer. So I might overclock what needs to be overclocked to get this done, to keep it within a machine. 4.5, that's 6. Yeah, that I think I would add a machine and downclock it. The other option is you can downclock this to 3 and have 2 machines at 3. That's perfectly fine. I'm avoiding the summer sloops right now, but I could probably do it because we have plenty of power now, to get more out of it. But, I always try to be cognizant of power, because then I have to worry about, like, oh, I got this over here, this over here, this over here, and power is getting eaten up. All right, so the goal is supercomputer there. And the hub, oh, that thing freaked me out. I think one of the milestones we need just a supercomputer for. So let's go ahead and take a look at that. Yeah, here we go. So yeah, nuclear power, we need 50 supercomputers. And we'll have the RCUs on the network, so then I can place more of these nitrogen things. There's also oil and water as well. So yeah, we're looking pretty good. We're getting things done, getting some direction going. Because, when you unlock everything, you're like, whoa, okay, what do I work on first, second, third, fourth, And the rail system just has to be done now. Because we're going super long distances, and the point-to-point trains aren't going to work anymore at all. I would say progress has been made because we got the rail and the nitrogen tapped. Now we can start working towards this. So I hope you enjoyed the episode and our quest for the supercomputers. See you in the next one. Peace out.